Hi, my name's Steve. I'm 60 years old. I live here in Colorado, and like so many of us Americans, I've lost control of my physical well being. My weight is 387 pounds. I'm 5 foot 10 inches tall. Gives me a BMI of, the upper 50s. And the upper 50s will put will classify you as, your life is in serious danger from your weight. I've tried and I've tried over the years, um, many times to diet. You get to a point of disgust and you just say, I got to go on a diet. I got to do something because this is crazy. And I've done that and I've had, minimal success. I've had some success, but minimal. But what doesn't fail is your diet eventually fails, your weight comes back, and it comes back worse than it was before. In fact, I've heard that successful dieting, losing a substantial amount of weight and keeping it off over years is super rare. It's like 1 in 20 or 1 in 100 people or something can do that. It's nuts. So, if you're struggling in that way, you're definitely not alone. And over the years, I've had many thoughts about what I can do about this. I've had people suggest bariatric surgery, which I was not opposed to, but I always thought I can just do it on my own. I don't need to do that. Bariatric surgery doesn't scare me. I don't feel like it's cheating. I'm not afraid of, being vitamin deficient or anything because there's so many ways to deal with it. But like I said, I always thought I can just do it on my own. Now I do have experience with bariatric surgery because my father, who's now 88 years old, had it back in the late 70s when bariatric surgery was pretty much a brand new thing. Back then, he saw it. In fact, he saw it on the news. He saw this story on the news about it, and he decided, I've got to do that. So he goes and he just walks into the hospital where this doctor was doing these surgeries. Goes to this doctor's office. He happens to be holding a meeting at the time. Tells my dad, hey, if you can just hold off and into my office here, I'll talk to you in a little bit here. So they meet up, and obviously the doctor decides, yeah, you're a great candidate for this. Well, at that time, it was like, hey, doctor says I need it. The insurance, it takes them, a week to okay it. Probably within 2 weeks, you're having the surgery. Well, my dad, at the time, weighed 454 pounds. He is taller than me. He was like 6'2". But it's been super successful for him. He lost well over 200 pounds, and he's kept it off for, what is it, like 45 years now. So it's very successful. And it's obviously has really, really extended his life. Like I say, he's 88 years old, still going strong. So anyway, like I said, I'm approaching 60. What I've heard is 65 is about the limit for doing this. So it's like I've decided I need to do this. I need to do the bariatric surgery because diet is just not going to work for me. And I want my life back. I want to have strength. I want to have little or no pain in my legs. I want to have little or no pain in my back. I want to have the ability to walk, go on nice walks, to hike, to have stamina. I want to be able to ride a bike. I want to be able to maybe ride a motorcycle. All these sort of things. A lot of things that I used to do back in my 20s when I was nice and healthy and strong and muscular and everything else before things got out of control. I want to get that back. Of course, like I said, I'm getting real close to 60, so I'm not going to get all of that back, but I'll get a great deal of it back. Because I've been a morbidly obese man for nearly all of my adulthood. So I just wanted to do this. I want to get my health back, and I just thought, you know what a great thing to do if I was just to document this, and you can see what it's like for just the average person to go through this. I mean, I'll tell you everything that comes along with it, the highs, the lows, everything. Uh, in fact, I can start now by telling you kind of the process. I started this process in October of 2022. Met with the surgeon for the first time and got this ball rolling. And here it is. It's March 9th, 2023. I've had 2 visits to the doctor, to the surgeon's office. I've had 5 visits via Zoom, and they're like nutrition classes. You take one a month for about 6 months. You have to have about 6 months of these classes. Along with that, you have a one-on-one meeting, which is Zoom, with a dietitian, and you also have one with a psychiatrist, and they do a little eval on you, and it's nothing hairy or scary, and they're not digging deep into your brain or anything. They just ask you a few questions, and it's really mostly, how do you feel about it? Do you think you're going to be successful with it? All that sort of thing. So, the process is not as quick as it used to be, and that's probably a good thing. Just they want to make sure that you're successful at it. So anyway, I'm coming up on my last meeting, which is a Zoom meeting, and they call it the binder class, which is when they really go into depth about all these different things, the way you need to eat, the foods you need to eat, food groups you need to eat, the protein, the carbohydrates, all that sort of thing. Since obviously you're going from eating, huge amounts of food to where you're just, you've got a stomach the size of an egg, basically. So they're going to make sure that you take care of that and get the proper things in there. So this binder class is coming up, and it's the beginning of April is my class. And these classes are actually they're a lot of fun. They're entertaining, they're informative. You meet with, a lot of other people or on the Zoom meeting that are going through this surgery. So it's really a neat thing. So this will be my final one, and after this final one, then they can actually set a surgical date, which actually to me is looking like it might be April 17th, which I'm super, super excited for. These, bariatric surgery, I know people that have had it, and I know the success that they've had, and just what the doctor tells you. I mean, it's amazing. You'll lose 25 to 30 pounds a month, and so it just is stunning to me that by July I could be down 90 pounds maybe. I could be under 300 pounds for the first time in forever. And that next year at this time I could be under 200 pounds. My ultimate goal is to be about 170. And so I just cannot imagine that. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for how I feel, how I look. One of my ultimate goals, and one of the things that I really am looking forward to, is I have this great collection of aviation t-shirts, and I just cannot hardly wait to get to wearing those again. I used to get so many neat compliments of how cool those things are, but I've been so huge for so long that I haven't been able to wear them, but I still have all those t-shirts. So that's one of my big goals, and one of my treats, that I'm looking forward to. Another thing that I'm looking forward to is that I've decided, like, when I get down to say 200 pounds, I'm gonna buy like a little motorcycle or a scooter, maybe like a Honda Navi or something, So I'm really looking forward to that. Who knows if that'll still, be my thing at that time or not. Maybe I'll get some little Miata sports car or something, that I can actually get down into and get back out of. So I don't know, that would be great. But anyway, I just thought as long as I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and document it, and let anyone that wants to follow along and check it out do so. So anyway, uh, I'm looking forward to my journey. I call it my journey from fat to fit, and I hope you'll join me. And until the next video that I'm able to put out, I hope you have a spectacular day.